Hey, what's happening, everybody? Mac the Duelist coming at you again from the TCG Enterprise, where we talk about all your favorite card games. And speaking of card games, Magic the Gathering's ban list had just gotten revealed. Quite a few things on towards this list. Nothing too major like the last one, but it is still pretty big nonetheless. So let's just go ahead and go on through these cards just one by one per format. Modern. So during our modern format, you guys would just have one card, and this one is Underworld Breach. Each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus 3 other cards in your graveyard. You may cast the cards from your graveyard for their escape cost. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. Wild. Wild. It was an enchantment for a 2-drop like that for red. Very, very good. Insane. Next up, we have Legacy. There's only 2 cards out for this one, but it's not too bad. We'll go ahead and go on with those. First off, we have is Sowing Microspawn. Has Devoid, has no color, kicker with a 1 in the waist. When you cast this card, search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. When you cast this spell, if it was kicked, exile target land. That is insane, especially off for a 4-drop for green to go ahead and just start doing that. Plus, it has a pretty good stats in and of itself for 3/3, but still. Next, we have the Troll of the Gazhad Doom. It can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, and it has swamp cycling. Great. You could use this to go ahead and get off for a swamp and reveal it and put it in your hand. It's insane. Black decks, I'm telling you. They're on the rise, so you got to put those in check a little bit. Next we have Pauper. It's not too familiar of a format too much, but it's still good nonetheless. This one has Basking Brood Scale. Has Devoid and Adapt out for 1 with a 1 in the shade. If it has no +1 counters on it, put the +1 counter on it. When 1 or more are put on towards it, you may create a Drawsy token, a 0/1 colorless, and add sacrifice and then add waste. That's pretty good, especially off for starting off with that thing. It's pretty good. If you want to end up having starters, they basically kind of like tone it down just a little bit. Godolphia Rebirth. This makes absolute sense. This thing was bonkers when it was in standard. This thing is bonkers when it's in modern. Having this thing in Pauper, same thing. Lots of sacrificing of the artifacts and stuff like that you could use. And you can go ahead and get off your goblin tokens. So, yeah. No surprises there. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Next we have Deadly Dispute. It's an instant. 1 black, the shade. As an additional cost. To cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. You don't care. You can get rid of your tokens. You do that real quick. Draw 2 cards to create a treasure token. Wonderful. Then you're going to go ahead and start spawning off onto the field and go ahead and get into field advantage. So, not too wise. Next, we have Prophetic Prism. When it enters under the battlefield, draw a card, so you can draw power, and then you add any color mana to the mana pool by paying off for the 1. It's so easy to do that with these formats and stuff like that. So, it makes it no surprise for that there. You can go ahead and bring this thing back to hand and keep doing it again and all this other kind of stuff. So it's crazy. Finally, we have High Tide. It's the blue, 1 instant. At the end of the turn, whenever a player taps an island for mana, that player adds 1 additional blue. That is insane, considering the fact that we have so many blue decks out there, so many counter decks. So it makes all the more reason for to have this thing get hit, because it's too broken. If you go ahead and start getting your land fixings, it's just too nuts. So definitely it makes sense for, blue to start seeing a little bit of a hit towards them, and not too much. That would basically hurt the game. In any case, that is it for the list, you guys. There's no other things in other formats that are just there just yet. Not to say that those won't end up hitting possibly anytime soon. We might end up seeing some more bans this year. Probably the next coming up months. Who knows? But we'll get an update out towards that when the due time. But this is going to be into effect, you guys, starting today. So this is already taking into effect in and of itself. So sorry for everybody who unfortunately ended up having this happen to you, but, well, we all got to live and learn, and at the same time, we got to all just enjoy the game. In any case, I will see you guys the next time for more updates. Peace out, and happy gaming.